A very good day to Encik Muhammad Jais, and this video will present the Lab 3, and the title is PCB fabrication process. And my name is Wong XIANG, and matrix number AE1X0103, and we are from Group 10 in Section 4. And UMMI, NAJWA, IZZATI is my group member, SOOMRO, and Cong. And let's begin my presentation. And the first question from Lab 2, we already done the PCB layout, and we print the layout in bottom copper, and this is show the bottom copper only, and it is the purpose of PCB fabrication process. And let's show you. This is the PCB layout, and we need to go to output, export graphic, and PDF file. And we just select the bottom copper and untick the others, and we need to click the mirrors and click OK. And this is the output, and it's sent with the answer. And let's begin. And next is what is the UV exposure effect on the PCB substrate. After the laminating process, the PCB already covered by the dry film. The dry film is photoresist, and using the UV exposure machine to expose the UV light, the light passes through the clear part of the film and hardening the photoresist on the copper underneath. And the black ink from the plotter prevents the light from reaching the areas, and UV exposure effect will let the PCB then leave the part that is photoresist, and the other part can be removed in developing step. And exposure time is very important and depends on multiple factors like the exposure wavelength, amplitude, and so on. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello. My name is IZZATI binti KAMALUDIN, and my matric number is CE180026. So I will be answering for question number 3. It says here, explain what is the development process in this lab. Observe from the process what happened to the PCB after the process. So development process is the process of removing the photoresist film from the board in order to expose the area of the unwanted copper. So during this process, the photoresist film will react to sodium carbonate, and this will leave the unwanted copper area exposed so that the process of etching can take place. So by observing this process, after the developing process, all the photoresist film was completely removed, causing the unwanted copper area to expose, and the track will be covered with dry photoresist film. That's all from me. Thank you.
Greeting to our lecturer, Mr. Muhammad Jais bin Cheso. My name is Wong Chong, matric number A1900S7. Today I will continue with the question 4. What are the procedure of etching process, and observe from the process what happened to the PCB after the process. Firstly, we place the PCB artwork board into the etching machine for 2 minutes, depends on the heater and bubbles until all area that not covered by the dry film is removed. The typical chemistry solution is very correct, and each time is determined by the amount of variables such as metal type, grade, thickness, and size, all of which affect the end result. This process will create the copper pattern match the film pattern. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is UZAIR SOOMRO, AE190001. Okay, for this lab 3, I will be introducing about the question 5 and question 6. Okay, for the question 5, we have how to do the stripping process and what will be the process happen after what's the observation. Okay, for first, after the etching process, the PCB will be held in the PCB holder, and it will be inserted in the stripping machine, which contain the stripper fluid. This stripper fluid is also as the concentrated nitric acid. Okay, and the cover of the machine is closed, and we press the mode button to start the machine, and will take about 2 minutes, and it also depends on the pure concentration of the fluid, which is the nitric acid, in such that if then the concentration is high, so it will take less time. So if it is less concentrate, then it will take much time. So the process will finish when the buzzer sounds automatically, and the holder is removed, and the PCB is cleaned with the water part, and it remove the dry film from it. And once the dry film is leaving among some of copper on the board exposed, so we clean it, we clean from using the by hand or cloth. So the exposed present in PCB gets covered either by the electroplated tin or tin lid is etched away by using this process. So the concentration nitric acid solution is used to remove the tin, because it is productive solution for removing the tin and will not damage the copper circuit tracks below the tin metal, which is the stripper fluid. Okay, after the cleaning process, it is dried out in the PCB dryer and ready to be drilled. So we can clear this is the after the observation. For this observation, we can see a clear distinct outline or layout of the copper on PCB and the circuit board that can be, and this circuit board can be proceed for the next process, which is drilling. Okay, for the question 6, which is the importance of need of safety sign and personal protective equipment, especially for the related to chemicals. Okay, safety signs are a method of communication tool which held info or diagram or protective signs. So it helps indicate various hazard in the workplace and warn about the hazard, and it's most crucial to prevent injury or danger to the user. And if there is no presence of safety signs, the personal use will be lack of direction, will no direction, and give a time of crisis that when the time of crisis they will be in a difficult condition because they cannot handle it properly. Okay, by placing the safety sign, it does not only inform them but create a safety awareness for the users. For the PPE, personal protective equipment, this is the last resort or length the safety measure in the workplace, but it is the most effective way because when we are dealing with the chemicals or machine, we are doing a direct contact, so we can prevent the hazard if accident occurs. So it helps to protect the user against health and safety risks, which give an extra protection if the accident happens against the elements. So with the safety sign, the handling of equipment or machine in lab easily done due to the info and protection. Okay, we are required for wearing gloves, boot and goggles in this lab because we are handling with machine and chemicals. In this lab, we are dealing with the chemicals of solution of sodium carbonate and nitric acid, which are one of the element that are corrosive. So when the exposure happen to the bare skin, we might get it will be harmful, and if it is inhaled, ingested or absorbed through the concentrated nitric acid can be harmful if it is inhaled, ingested or absorbed through the skin. So the PPE protects the material PPE protects the use of material during the process of developing, etching and stripping due to the presence of chemical. That's all for me. Thank you.
So for question 7, this is our PCB layout design from the proton view. After doing the PCB fabrication process, we can get something like this. The design pathway will same as after doing our PCB fabrication process. So that's all.